last year there was an effort to do this. There's a group called Missouri Citizens for Property Rights, which is headed up by Ron Calzone, and they tried to get a ballot initiative going that would have amended the Constitution to fix this problem. And unfortunately, the developers and the League of Municipalities, using taxpayer dollars, mind you, filed a lawsuit that got that prevented Missouri Citizens for Property Rights from getting that issue on the ballot. I will add that part of the reason that it was not on the ballot was the Secretary of State determined that they had not collected enough signatures. Now, the question of whether they actually had gotten enough signatures was in dispute, but the lawsuit brought by opponents of Missouri Citizens for Property Rights resulted in their not being able to contest that. But hopefully in the future you'll see another ballot initiative that will give Missouri citizens the opportunity to fix this problem and end the threat of eminent domain for private gain in the state of Missouri. I'm happy to take questions if anyone has got them.
Questions, anybody?
They've got three.
Harmon?
Ron put three in it this time.
What was that?
Ron Calzone has three petitions in their in the early stages. You know,
yeah, most
approved
CPR,
by the Secretary of State for signature.
Most CPR is dedicated to making sure that this issue gets up the next available opportunity. And part of the way he's done that is to draft several different versions of it, so that hopefully one of those versions will meet with less opposition, and then they can take it out, get the necessary signatures, and get it on the ballot. But yeah, we're very hopeful that Missouri citizens will have the chance to vote on this in the future.
Any other questions?
Yeah. Is there any movement to clarify or fully define what is a public use in Missouri?
Well, I mean, it's kind of irrelevant. I mean, Missouri did pass a statute in response to Kelo, and it was billed at the time by representatives of the legislature and the governor's office as being the fix to the problem of eminent domain. It was not, and they were told it was not. My wife and I both worked for the Institute for Justice at the time. IJ litigated the Kelo case as well as a number of other eminent domain cases across the country. And my wife's job was to advise state governments as to how to fix the Kelo problem in their state. And she told the folks in Missouri that what they were proposing would not get it done. But they passed what they passed. And it did take some steps in the right direction. They did say that you couldn't declare farmland blighted. So that's a step in the right direction, and it's great for farmers, but it doesn't help anyone else in the state. They also passed a provision within that bill that said that in order to declare an area blighted, a preponderance of the properties had to be shown to be blighted. The Western District Court of Appeals in Missouri has already gutted that provision, and they said basically when the legislature said you have to show a preponderance of the properties to be blighted, it just means you have to take a really good hard look at it. And so, you know, what reform had been accomplished doesn't appear to be going much of any, doesn't appear to be providing much protection to people. As far as the public use question is concerned, like I said, Missouri's already got a constitutional provision that specifically says you can't condemn for private use, and if you try and claim public use, the courts are responsible for seeing if that's really the case. It would not hurt to go back and adjust the language in the Constitution a little bit to make it a little bit stronger. But really the biggest problem that Missouri is dealing with is the blight question. If we can deal with the blight question, then it should resolve much of the eminent domain problem in the state.